Hi, my name is Z. I am 19 years old, but turning 20 very soon, which just means I'm in Generation Z and have grown up with access to the internet and portable digital technology, unlike my parents. I am just beginning my career, and it's all so exciting. I really hope my first job is everything I imagine it will be. My first day is tomorrow, and I can hardly sleep.
Z drifts off to sleep, dreaming about the perfect job and everything she hopes it will be. Z is an outgoing individual who is highly motivated. Generation Z is unique, looking at the world differently than previous generations. Generation Z are digital natives and consist of travelers who thrive in multicultural environments and have had individual experiences and grow up in environments that have never existed before. With Z being in Generation Z, it will be interesting to understand what are the motivators for young professionals for learning and knowledge sharing. To help Z and her friends in their future professional careers, let's look at how Z sees to best facilitate knowledge management for Generation Z in the aerospace industry. Let's see what she dreams up.
I'm so excited for this new job. I feel like the world I'm growing up in is very different to the world my parents knew when they were teenagers. My parents did not have the same opportunities to go abroad and meet new, interesting, and international people like I do. I am independent, and I think I have a practical learning approach. Knowledge at my new company needs to be quickly accessible and mobile friendly so that I can make use of it to develop all necessary skills at any time and place. I am motivated by learning, growing, and challenging, all things which are possible only through an open-minded approach. I'm going to be flexible and not afraid to talk to the leaders and senior colleagues of my organization. But hopefully they understand that I'm just trying to connect with people and share in their knowledge rather than being overzealous. I really hope that people will be willing to share their knowledge with me so I can get up to speed as fast as possible and start contributing to the team. I wonder if there will be a reward system for people to share their knowledge with me. Or maybe a senior leadership will host knowledge cafes or speed networking sessions, allowing all levels of employees to gain access to senior level knowledge.
Generation Z seems to be especially intrinsically motivated and pursue things for their own professional development. However, extrinsic motivators such as an aligned incentive structure and visibility to senior leadership can foster knowledge management. Leadership should make clear to employees that knowledge management is part of the value that they bring to the organization, and that contributing to the organizational knowledge-sharing environment is important for them to move up the career ladder. Give visibility to Generation Z by providing them with learning opportunities that are tied to knowledge management.
While I may be starting from the bottom, I hope this organization provides me with growth opportunities and career paths and a system of challenges and rewards which will keep me motivated. It's important to me to have a sense of an inclusive community where young professionals like myself feel free to share their ideas and are valued for doing so. It would be so cool if I could be somewhat self-sufficient and learn through different ways. Just like my social media accounts, videos are my favorite. The Perseverance Mars rover or the International Space Station accounts are the best.
With the rapid growth of the digital media sector during the past decades, humans can absorb knowledge through more channels, such as videos, animated graphics, or images. Storytelling using these mediums is especially effective in helping people retain the information they learned.
I really don't want to spend all my time in meetings or searching around on a database.
Formal knowledge sharing such as databases, systems, or meetings are important, but informal sharing is great too. Generation Z doesn't want to spend all their time in meetings or classes. They expect to understand a concept by watching a 5-minute video tutorial. Apply guidelines and coordination to knowledge sharing methods and find a balance between the formal and informal. Embrace technology. This generation was raised on technology and feel more comfortable in a forward-thinking environment. Technology should be up to speed and play an effective role in digitalizing and streamlining processes.
I know that if they do a scavenger hunt, I'm totally going to win.
Gamification can help motivate people and should not be overcomplicated. For example, a dry and difficult topic could be easier explained through a scavenger hunt. Weaving entertainment into knowledge sharing or knowledge capture is key to gaining participation. Gamification is just one way to achieve this.
Wouldn't it be a shame if the organization was so rigid and structured that I couldn't continue to do what I loved or became burnt out? I really would love to be in control of my own schedule. Senior leaders are doing that for themselves anyway, and they feel comfortable doing that. I won't feel comfortable unless leadership tells me I can do that.
Virtual office hours and flexible working hours are valued by Generation Z. Giving people permission to do things like no meeting Fridays sends a clear message to people that it's okay to set time aside on your calendar. Why not promote and apply flexible work hours? Understanding work-life balance is critical for Generation Z. Flexible working and remote working opportunities will be valued as a sign of trust and modernity. Give people the permission to set some boundaries for themselves.
Above all else, I want to have fun, and I want my job to be meaningful. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. It's one of my biggest motivators.
Z understands people work better when they're happier. Whether or not something is considered fun is subjective. Ask the Generation Z employees what they consider as fun and what they enjoy. They tend to place a higher value on entertainment. Entertainment accelerates team building and contributes to the creation of a positive working environment. As Z begins to understand her role within her company and meet some of her coworkers, she is happy to learn that all of her colleagues share her same passion for space and are extremely motivated by the current thrilling environment that the space sector provides.
It is so cool that everybody here understands that their job makes a difference in the world and space is cool.
Sometimes, she struggles to adapt to the strict time frame that she's expected to comply with, and the lack of just-in-time learning that allows her to quickly resolve problems. But she can already see the signs of change as her organization starts to adapt to the ever-changing needs of the 21st century. They're becoming more open to the ideas of her young generation that is so impressively dealt with an uncertain and quickly shifting environment.
Today, I learned so much. I had the opportunity to talk to so many great people with amazing knowledge. That itself was one of the greatest gifts, to absorb all their wisdom and views on such an interesting and fascinating topic as knowledge sharing. However, I think there's room for improvement. I put together a list of all the things I would like to see at my workplace. I imagined it for you. Now we can make this happen together. Now let's review my final list of recommendations.
For organizations, it's key to establish a knowledge-sharing culture by appealing to Gen Z's intrinsic motivation and enabling social networking. To achieve that, Z recommends enabling employees to dedicate 10% of their working time to intra- and inter-organizational initiatives to follow their intrinsic motivation. As an example, organizations should host knowledge cafes sponsored by senior executives. Motivating Gen Z means creating positive learning experiences and leaving room for self-reflection. To achieve that, Z recommends injecting some sense of meaningfulness and fun into the flow of everyday work. As an example, introducing the role of KM in your organization and how it should be used could be turned into a scavenger hunt. Human interaction is still a key aspect and motivator for Gen Z. To achieve that, Z recommends that technology always has to be human-oriented to unfold its full potential, and that effective KM requires a safe virtual and physical environment. As an example, this can be ensured by appointing knowledge champions within teams and establishing knowledge management communities that are fully integrated into the social and professional networks. To empower Gen Z also means setting boundaries and allowing them a greater degree of self-directed work. To achieve that, Z recommends things like no meeting Fridays. There are many benefits to knowledge management. These tactics will help you use KM as your launch vehicle to efficiency and innovation.
A big thank you to the teams that came before us. From Team 4.